Honestly, who quits? Have you quit your job? Have you quit your job? Have you ever quit your job and HR and ops tell you that no, we don't want your resignation, we'll find you.
I believe everything we ever asked. We young and naive, and me to achieve what's from your past. To dream of.
Hi guys, hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope all of you guys are good. I hope all of you guys are great. I know I am. If this is your first time here, hi baby, hi, welcome home. Thank you so much for choosing to stop by. If this is not your first time here, hi baby, hi, welcome back. Thank you so much for constantly choosing to watch my videos. You could be anywhere else with anyone else doing something else, but you're here, and for that I am truly grateful. As you guys can see by the title of the video, I will be talking about a time in my life a time in my life where, well, a month ago, where I decided to quit my job with no plan B, and just kind of like how God saw me through that. And yeah, and I do hope that this particular story time, I guess, does not trigger anybody, but I do know that it might trigger a few people that are currently in this situation. And if you are that person that's currently not having the best time in your workplace, you can just like go watch my other videos. But yeah, so I started my new job last year, August. The best time of my life. I'm having my coffee. The best time of my life, because like, wow, straight out of varsity, you know, and I'm this girl that just landed a permanent job. I'm just like, I'm living my best life, and it's like a position at like a very good company. So I'm a consultant, right? So I'm hired by a company, then I am outsourced by other companies. So I consult, sure. Cool. So just to kind of like give you guys the kind of a clue on the kind of job that I do. So basically, what happens is that you land the job, then within the first 3 months, it's your training. So you have like a whole different line manager, everything is different, and you just learn the job. And the kind of industry that I am in is not an industry where you can go to school. Excuse me. You can go to school to learn such things. It's company based. Like it's a niche in a way that like I've never come across a person say that they studied what we're doing. Never. Cool. So we trained for like 3 months. After that, we get deployed. So I was trained for like 3 months. I was trained, but not for 3 months, because there was an account that needed help, right? So because Vele I was gonna be like deployed onto that account, I started helping out on this account. I met the most amazing people on that account. Shapo, I would go in. The account that I was helping out on is humongous. It's big. That account is huge, you know. And yeah. So I go in the first day, and I'm not really like feeling the vibes, you know. Like obviously from like my colleagues, it's fine, you know, but I'm not really like feeling the vibes. Like I see that I'm not helped the way other people are helped. I see that I'm not spoken to the way other people are spoken to. I would get into a room, greet people, and people would not greet back, or a certain person would not greet back, and this was going to be my line manager. Obviously felt very uncomfortable about that, and sharp, I was just like, maybe I'm overthinking it. And I just continued for like October-ish, October. I was like, yeah, like maybe going into the office like twice a week. Then November is when all hell broke loose. Like November was like, you know, when like you're just being so disregarded. And for me it was like, is it a racial issue? Is it like I don't have like a very in your face personality. I'm very bubbly, but I'm bubbly too, like people that like I can feel that their energies are aligning to mine, basically. Like a papeli bat. Yeah. Cool. So I was like, okay, Shapu, this person is just she's not being a lovely person. And I remember that the month of November 2023 was the 1 month that I consumed alcohol like I was consuming water. Every single day after work I would go. So I lived in Westdean. People that live go Westdean, Melville, excuse me, just next to Stones. Only like a spa. There's a spa like in Melville. I lived like, it was like 500 meters from where I lived. Every single day I would drink. I would go and buy. I'm sure they just know my face. Like I'm sure they knew my face. And I was just like, yo. I remember there was this one time I was at work and I just couldn't function without grandpa. This one time I'm going to my friend's place and I'm reaching out for my car keys in the pocket and like just grandpa's fall on the ground and I'm like, yo, I can't believe that this is my life. There was guys, like that part of my life was very dark. It was very challenging. It was very demotivating spiritually. But I soldiered on. Like at the end of the day, like I don't got parents. I don't got parents in this club. I don't have parents, so like things need to work out. I need to pay bills. Cool. It kind of like just obviously when I really like towards like festive season. So after like a few weeks, it kind of died down, but it was very traumatic, that experience, right? Sharp, but it wasn't really. Nothing had really like. When I look back now, knowing the events that occurred after, I'm like, ah, there was nothing. Cool, Shapo. Festive season comes. And I was not on leave. I took leave on the 28th because Lokana had just started, so I didn't really have a lot of leave days. I took the leave on the 28th and I returned on the 6th. When I returned on the 6th, I remember the 5th at night, I was just saying, would it really hurt if I wrote my resignation letter? Would it really hurt? I know that day I was like contemplating on to like writing the resignation letter because I was so anxious. And guys, anxiety is not from the Lord. Sorry about that, ran out of memory. Anyway, so I was saying that anxiety is not from the Lord, and I could feel myself constantly being anxious. The thought of this person made me so anxious, and I was contemplating, should I resign, should I not, should I resign, should I not. I started like gradually introducing the idea of me possibly resigning to my sisters, maybe like in like a joke. I'm like, yo, I can't do this, I'm gonna quit, you know. And obviously they wouldn't have it, and it made sense. It made sense, like cool, Shabu. I started going into to the other company more frequently now because, like I said, they were understaffed, and I was also like nearing my training days. Shapo, the trading I was nearing my training days, and I remember there was the kind of job that I do is that after the training, you go through like an exam to qualify you to be like to be promoted, basically. And I remember, so when I was going through that phase, I remember there were other girls that were not me. 2 girls that were not me, and I would like, you know how like on Google, on like Teams, I'm not sure, but like you can like see a person's calendar and just see what they're about to do. I wanted to see a calendar to slot myself in so that she can help me with preparation for my exam. And she would slot me into helping me. Then after that, literally 5 minutes after, like let's say I complain to my training line manager that, hi, no one is helping me, like no one is helping me, what should I do? And then obviously the training manager would make it known that, hi, the reason why Mlebore is there is that she's trained, like on the job training. And she would like panic for like 2 seconds. She'd book me in for like on the job training. Then 2 minutes, literally guys, I'm not even kidding, 2 minutes after she would cancel. And the other girls that are not me would get like hours on end with this person, hours on end. And for me, that was very demotivating. And one thing that I'd really like to mention, just before I forget, is I remember the first day I walked into the office space. So it's those, like, how a consulting company is, like it's an open plan. When I walked into the office space, I was seated, I was isolated basically. And I was like, is it because of my skin color? Because the week after, she made space, someone joined the company, the person that is not like me joined the company, and conveniently a space was made next to normal people, I guess. And for me, that really didn't sit well with me, because like, why am I being seated with boxes? Why am I being isolated as a trainee? Why are you isolating me from the rest of the group? Cool, that happened, whatever. So she constantly like slots like her people, I guess, into like discussions with her, and things like that. And I didn't get that. And it gets frustrating, because like, you don't know the job. You don't know the job. Like I said, that kind of job I'm doing isn't a job where you learn from school or you do A, B, C, and D. You are taught just like many jobs, honestly. Anyway, so that happens. And I remember there was this one time where I was like, guys, I kid you not, like I tried making the situation work. This was one time I went into the office. I was like, hi, good morning, everybody. She was like declaring, like I was opening the door and she was going out. Like we bumped, not bumped, but like, rokopan. And I was like, she just turned and gave me like the most, that she looked so disgusted. She was like, she looked so disgusted. And I'm like, I don't get it. And that tore me. And I just like, what, she doesn't need to like me. I soldiered through until Jan came. So Jan, I was more on hand at that company. I was more on hands. I was helping out a lot, because there was just, I was helping out a lot. Then I remember on I don't remember, but like a week before that, no, I'm lying, on the Friday, I get a letter of promotion, right? I am so excited. A week before I had to start with the promotion, I get a letter on, hi, you've been promoted. I'm so excited. So excited. I signed the letter, I sent it in on Monday because I got it on Friday. And my promotion was supposed to start on the 19th of February. 19th of February, I go into the office and she gives me like obviously work to do, which is fine. The problem I had with the job is that I had to build, I don't want to get into like the nitty-gritties of what we do, but I had to build something, construct something. And usually constructing one thing like that would take a seasoned consultant like 2 days. I was supposed to build 14 of those in a day. And for me, it was like, are we trying to sabotage me? Like, what is going on, And even, I feel like all over the place. Even before that, I remember, because I was helping out. When I was in that period of helping out, she'd come to like, she'd yell at me. Why are you yelling at me? What on God's green, beautiful earth makes you think that it's okay for you to yell at me? And she'd just make like weird remarks. And I'm like, Like she's gonna tell me that I'm useless to the company. It was getting there. It was honestly getting to a point where she's gonna tell me that I'm useless to the company. She'd yell, scream. She'd just like terrify me. And anyone that knows me knows that, guys, I'm very, like, I don't want to say I'm weak, but like, don't shout at me. Like, talk to me like a normal person. Cool. I remember then on the 19th when I started officially, she had already been like a horrible person. I sit there, I have to build 14 of these things, and I get to a point where I ask her, oh, thank God that I had everything in writing. You know, so you guys, if you're working in a toxic environment, have everything in writing. Have every little thing in writing. I remember there were days where, like, I'd ask her a question, she wouldn't respond to me, but she'd respond to people that were not like me. And I remember she wanted to use that against that. Blah, blah, blah. If you're okay, but that's now I'm like jumping parts. But my point is that have everything in writing. Cool. On the 19th, like I said, 14 thingies that I had to build, and I think I built like 2, and I was not even done because like I need to also like source pictures, I need to crop, like it's a lot of work. So when I got to a point where my mind, you know how sometimes your mind just stops, like it stops. I remember I sat on my chair and I texted my sisters. I texted Diana, I texted Molora, I texted Valentine, and I left Mina for, she must just be the last one because she's a lawyer. She's used to like hardcore situations. I was like, you know, I'm gonna text her when I've made up my mind. So I text them. My sister's like, no, just hold on. And V, my girl V, you'll forever be famous, my darling. V was like, say less. She quickly got me a resignation template. She was like, fill this in like this, blah blah blah. I was like, cool. I remember that day I was sitting on my table, and next to me was this other girl. That's why I have these 2 books. Yeah, next to me was this other, my colleague, and she, man, like, I think this is why I don't think that racism is a natural thing. It's taught. Racism is not a natural thing, because I found myself almost hating, you know, people of a different skin tone, because I was like, what is going on? Thank God for like other people of different races that that aren't racist, basically. Like, thank God for such people. So the girl, she's sitting next to me, and she sees my tattoo. She was like, how did the conversation start? I think I was like, hi, what does your name mean? It's a very it's an interesting name because my pastor's child is named that. And she was like, oh, it means blah blah. I'm like, oh, you're a Christian? And she was like, yes, I am. And I was like, oh, nice. And she then saw my tattoo. She was like, oh, whatever. We have like a nice like Christian conversation, quick. After that, she just like gave me like the warmest hug, you know. And for her, I think she didn't know what she did for me in that moment. And guys, I cried on that table. I cried, and I remember, this is now confirmation. I also want it to be known that throughout this journey, from when I received the job till when I quit, I included God in every step. Every single step, I would cry. If you go through my Bible, you'll find a lot of notes attached to verses where I'm like, God, I even have the manager's name in my Bible. That's just how stressed I was. Sharp. She gives her this warm hug. I cry. Then I just need to find the page. Oh my God. All right, found it. And I was like, dear God, my journey at ends today. I depend on you. I depend on you. Then I left it. Then I was like, because obviously I know that this journal has like verses more fast, and I was like, God, this is going to be a great confirmation if you are in agreement to what I say. Please give me a sign of some sort. Tell me something, put my heart at ease, make me know that this is the right step. And after writing this, I look down here, and the verse here is Proverbs 16:3. It says, depend on the Lord in whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. For me, that was like the biggest confirmation of my life. The biggest confirmation of my life. I'm gonna make sure that this story time doesn't exceed 30 minutes. So after that, I go home. I tell my sisters that, guys, this is what I've decided. I know it's scary. I've involved God in this whole journey, and I'm going to quit. I don't want advice. I don't want advice. I don't want you guys. I don't want all of that. I just need your support. And I don't know what it is about me quitting, but I'm not going to lag. Get over sharp and sharp. We're gonna be fine. Don't stress. Don't stress about it. And obviously, like, I'm panic mode, and I'm like, God is not going to disappoint me when I've included him in this whole journey. Sharp. I sent my resignation letter. Remember, on the 19th, the day I quit was the day I was starting my new role. So my resignation letter. The following day, on the 20th, I get like HR involved. They're like, why are you quitting? Blah 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 blah. And obviously, you want to like protect people. Like, I don't like burning bridges, and I'm like, oh no, you greener pastures, whatnot. And apparently, I think there were like a lot of people that were not happy with the particular person. So I think many people also just like quit, or like there's just problems. So this is where God changes the story. So the ops manager was like, I'm going to make your resignation now. Allow me to find you a different account where you can be a consultant for that account, and you can report under a different person. And I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. And this was on Wednesday, and luckily for me, my mind was also being compromised. I was going back to a very dark place. Thank you to my man for making sure that a girl was like held down, period. Like, I'm so grateful for my partner. I'm so grateful for my sisters. I'm so grateful for my friends. Can you see, Mahlangu, you will forever be famous. I'm so grateful for people that prayed with me. Valentine, I need to be rich for you, my babe. Like, I'm so grateful for the prayers. Cool. So this happens on Tuesday, and I remember like telling my psychologist that I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. I don't know. And she was like, don't worry. Let me give you 5 days off. I get the 5 days off. And I forgot to mention that because of how stressed I was when I was in under that particular leadership, I was on my period for close to a month. I was so stressed. So yeah, ops is like, okay, now let me find an account where you can work there. That's like, okay, cool, sharp. This was on Tuesday. The following week, the messed up part is that I had also just moving in here with no job. Because, okay, in my defense, when I moved in here, I thought I had a job. But I was like, none of this. Like, people would tell me, I'm like, oh, you just moved in, you had just bought like a furniture, you just, like, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I don't know. But what I know is that I'm quitting my job. Shapo, the following week, I think like 7 days later, I get a text from HR, and she's like, hi, there's a vacant position for this particular company. Can we transfer you there instead of you resigning? And when I tell you, I scroll. I was driving from this place. I think I had just moved some of my things here. I was driving from here. I was just like so happy. I was so happy. I got to my place. I just like, I called V. I was just crying. And the job not required less, but it's a hybrid system. That's what I was looking for. It's a hybrid system. I go into the office twice a week or once a week. My manager is golden. When I tell you guys that I have such a golden manager, I remember last week I wrote it on my status that I didn't think I would enjoy my job. But here I am enjoying, and it's just been such a beautiful ride. And yeah, I think I just say all this to say that don't do anything in this life without God. Don't make moves without God. Don't accept job offers without God. Don't get into relationships without God. Don't get into friendships without God. Don't choose that course without God's approval. Like, don't move without God. Because I kid you not, I don't think it would have turned out this way if I did things my own way. If I never consulted God, you know, like, I don't think it was ever going to get, I was ever going to see God's grace. Because honestly, who quits? Have you quit your job? Have you quit your job? Have you ever quit your job and HR and ops tell you that no, we don't want your resignation, we'll find you a better company? Have you ever done that? So if, like, for me, that is like grace personified. Like, yeah, man, I just, more than anything, I want this story time to be like a motivation to your spiritual life, where there's a God. There is a God, and he listens, and he doesn't answer based on how you want him to show up. Because I was like, God, just like give me like a job elsewhere, or just like just get me out of this, But God was like, no, we're not gonna get you out of this. We're going to move you to another account. And that's exactly what happened. And yeah, I think I'm just going to close this up here. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. Tshepa Modimo ka dutse ka moka le dirang, like everything that you do, just trust in the Lord. You know, he's a good God. I wanted to read you guys the letter, if I can find it quickly. The letter that I wrote to God. I was like, dear Lord, my reference is job, and then I mentioned the name of the company. Lord, I know anxiety is not from you. Why is this making me feel swim? Lord, I know you have heard me speak about them. I wrote the manager's name. I know you have seen me go through racism and my mind being compromised. Dear Father, please fight these battles for me. Dear Father, I do not want to work at this place. Please place me somewhere with an even better pay. I'm unhappy. I have no one else but you. And I was like, regards, I said daughter. So dramatic. And if you go through like my whole Bible, there are like notes like next to like verses where I wrote them. Get me out of this. Anyway, we've come to the end of our video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this has encouraged somebody's faith. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're almost at 400. Anyway.